Hey everybody, it's Christine of Twinkle Plans for Day. Now that we're in week 6 of quarantine, it looks like this is not going to end anytime soon. So it was time for me to make an attitude adjustment, to make changes in how I'm dealing with the quarantine. I have a couple of tips that I'd like to share with you, how to keep our lives impactful, how we can keep having purpose in our lives, how we can continue with goals and how we can achieve them in our own homes safely. So I have a couple of tips that are helping me through this. I'd like to share them with you, so stick around. First, I'd like to put out a disclaimer. This is not to shame or judge anyone who decides to stay in bed and sulk all day. That is perfectly fine. You handle this quarantine however you need to handle it. This is just how I'm getting through, how I'm thriving actually in this quarantine. I happen to think that this quarantine is a gift to me. Hopefully it's a gift to a lot of other people. We're given the gift of time. So much I can learn from this quarantine. There's so much that we as a country can learn from this quarantine, and I hope that we do learn from this. So it's time to settle down, to set down some goals, to write down lists of things we need to do, of things that we can learn, to reflect. So I hope that we'll get all our Happy Planner stuff out and use them all to help us focus on keeping things positive. So the first thing we need to do to adjust and try to have a plan for the next couple of weeks or perhaps months is to sit down, take one of the wonderful notes that you have. There's plenty from the Happy Planner. Take a happy notes or take out your planner and start writing down things that you need to achieve, that you'd like to achieve. They could be things that you want to accomplish around the house. Do you want to redo a craft room? Do you want to organize your linen closet? Do you want to clean out the garage? Or did you want to focus on your Instagram account? This is one of my goals. Do you want to have an impact on society? Do you want to help other people? There are lots of organizations that you can get in touch with. Sit down and write everything that comes to mind, sort of like brainstorming. So make a little mind map and write down everything. I had so much fun with this part of it for me. So after you decide all the things you'd like to do, pick 3 top things that you would be the most happy about finishing and put them on a list. I'm going to turn the camera around to show you my list. Okay, so I've pulled out some Happy Planner note sheets. And the 3 things that I wanted to do in April, I wanted to organize and clean a couple spaces in my home. I wanted to make 100 masks to donate, 5 batches of 20, and then an additional 15 to 20 to donate to family and friends who've been asking. And then concentrate on my YouTube channel. For example, that's what I'm doing right now. I'd like to post 2 videos a week and then post 3 times on Instagram. So this is what my quarantine schedule, daily schedule looks like. This is the days that I'm not going to work. I do work like twice a week. So in the morning, I'm giving myself, I can wake up whenever I want. I'm not giving myself any pressure, putting any pressure on myself. In the morning, these are the things I have to do before noon. If I can get everything done before noon, and even if I don't put pressure on myself to finish it. This is just what I'd like to get done. So I have my little list, and once at noon, and at noon from 12 to 4, I pick one of these projects and I'll concentrate on them. Either I will make masks or clean something or work on my Instagram or YouTube. I don't do anything besides just one. If I try to do more than one, it's just too much for the day and I become overwhelmed and stressed. No reason to stress yourself. There's plenty of outside stressors. We don't need to do that to ourselves. So after that, I give myself from 12 to 4, and it should be something that you're passionate about and that you really do want to do, because if we fill our lives with things we don't really want to do, how horrible is that? That's a horrible way to live. I mean, I don't like cleaning up, so I only do it for 20 minutes. 20 minutes a day still gets it done, but it doesn't ruin my day. So from 4 to 6, I do run errands and I do chores and dishes and I do a second walk with my dog, things I have to do, but at least it's not the majority of the day. Then at 7 o'clock, I have a special Jeopardy time with my daughter. We like to watch that, so I put that on my schedule. And then we'll have dinner. And then after that is reading, watch Netflix, or I plan. It's, again, more free time, but at least it's kind of scheduled in my day so that I know what I'm looking forward to. So I hope you can make one for yourself based on your needs, on your situation. If you have kids, obviously it's going to be a lot more detailed than this. But if you do have kids, I would recommend doing a schedule for them. like homework in the morning or some sort of outside activity, and then lunch, and then chores, something to keep the day structured, because they really need it more than anybody. So that would be the only tip I have for those with children. Otherwise, drink as much wine as you can, or as much coffee as you can. Now, of course, within this schedule, there are things that are going to come up. I have Zoom conferences, I have staff meetings online, I have college visits that I'm doing with my daughter virtually. So those are things outside of the schedule. But so this I'll just punch in and put into my schedule, into my planner, but my planner will still have those activities scheduled out. If they interfere, fine, nothing is set in stone. I like to have my days fluid and open and free to do as I please. This is just a reference if I get stuck. So before I go, I just want to wish luck on everybody on their own personal journeys. I know it can be hard, it's not easy, but there's a lot to be gained from this experience, and I hope that you open your minds to it and decide to look on the bright side. It's all we can do, right? It's really all that we can do, because we can't control this. There's nothing that we can do about this. We are stuck at home, so you might as well make the most of it. I do wish everybody the best of luck, and I have the best of intentions with this video. I hope I don't offend anybody. I know that I'm privileged. I know that I have a lot of luck, and this has really hit me at a good time, and I really needed to slow down and stop, because I was really getting a little stressed out. And especially April's such a busy month for me. Normally I was kind of like stressed out because I knew April was coming, and now look, now I have all the time in the world, and it's been great. I'm enjoying it, and I hope that there's something that you can enjoy out of your life too.